So the sun has just gone down. There was a really beautiful sunset a minute ago, and the light in my garden's just turned off as well. You might be able to hear like the running water behind me and stuff, but in all fairness, it's quite relaxing, and this whole video is going to be about relaxing and taking time off for yourself. It's going to be about looking after yourself and listening to the signs that your body gives you. I am really enjoying writing blog posts at the moment, and very recently I wrote one on listening to your body, realizing when you may need time off. This is something I've only recently learned. When I really thought about it, I noticed how I am really bad at listening to my body, and when I know I need to get things done, I've always been very intense about it. Like, I would never kind of pace myself. I was never that person in school or college or uni who did everything on the time they're supposed to, and what I usually did was wait until the last week or so. And although some of you may be like, how did you do that? I didn't sleep. I woke up, got shit done, went to sleep. Woke up, got shit done, went to sleep. If you times that by 7, you get a lot done. And I'm not just saying that because I thought I did well. I actually got like the highest grade you could get, and that's like from college to start of college to end of uni. Like, when I was like proper going for it, I did really well, and it took me a while to realise that although it got me good grades, it's not the best way to go about life. Like, okay, it's fine to do in uni and college, everyone kind of does that in a way, unless you're like really good. Well done if you don't do that. But I think going into the real world with that kind of mentality isn't probably the best thing to do. People so easily get caught up in their working life that they forget there is such thing as like work balance. And it's so crucial, because although you may feel like you've got a lot to do and you've got a lot that needs to be done, at the end of the day, if you're burning yourself out to a point where you're not seeing friends and family anymore, you're not living anymore, you're basically waking up to work, you're going to run yourself into the ground so far that you don't work properly anymore. You may say you're a workaholic, you need to work constantly all the time. Even a workaholic will know overworking does not make you a good worker. If you want to be a good worker, if you want to do good, you want to do well, making sure you're spending every hour working isn't going to make you do that. It's actually going to make you a bad worker, because it will make you tired, it will make you grumpy, it will make you sleepy. That will mean you're not working to your best ability. In general, having work balance is so important for your mental health, because sometimes some of you listening to this may be like, I would never be that person who's always working. I would never be that person that turns people down because they're always busy working. But I'm pretty sure that everyone watching this video will do this at one stage in their life. They will get into like a groove where they're just kind of endlessly, mindlessly working and forgetting that life actually has a lot more meaning to that. I mean, yes, we've all been there before, where we've had to tell our friends and family that we're not going to be able to attend an event because we're busy working or whatever. But once you become that person that everyone knows is probably working, so they shouldn't invite you to something, that is when you are taking work too seriously in a way. And I feel like a lot of you may say, oh Ellie, you live in a dream world, like some people need to work every hour of the day and stuff like this. I don't think they do. Like, sue me if I'm wrong, but I don't think people do. To survive as a human, I do not think that you need to be working more than you are sleeping. I don't think you need to be working more than you are taking time off to spend with your family. I think that as humans, we aren't designed to only work. We need reason, like we need purpose to be here other than to make money or to keep your boss happy. And I do think that's very easy to forget, and I think that even if you're somebody who believes that you won't ever do that, I do think it's quite easy to get into the groove of something like that and then realizing, hold on, like I am forgetting what I'm all about here. Like, you lose interest in your hobbies, you lose interest in like seeing people go into events and doing fun things because you're not enjoying them anymore because you're too busy thinking about work. Or if you are at an event or you are like seeing a friend, you end up discussing work still. I need to turn that light on. Ugh. It can put you in a really difficult place, because I understand we need money to live. I swear to God that no occupation should change your quality of life. When you feel it is, it means you either need to take some time off. I spoke to someone the other day, I won't name any names, but she was moaning to me about how she is really run down and she works too much. And I was like trying to sympathise with her, like I understood her point. Half an hour into the conversation, maybe even more than that, she was like, maybe I should just take some time off. I was like, wait, you can take some time off? Presuming that she had taken all her time off, but she hadn't. But she just felt like she had to be working all the time. And I was like, go get yourself a weekend doing nothing. And also, this is another thing. We all have, well, we don't all have weekends, but we all have like designated days off. For the love of God, give yourself a day off a week. 2 if you want to be good. Most people have 2 days off a week. And a lot of the time we bring work with us on our days off. We for some reason, work creeps back into our lives, whether that's receiving phone calls, texts, messaging your boss because you need to tell them something you've got to do in the week, or doing paperwork that you're supposed to be doing at work, or doing some bits and bobs, just doing some bits and bobs you were supposed to do in the week. Next minute you find yourself working on your day off. Hold on. And if you're watching this video and you know that you're feeling very tired and run down, and you're just kind of feeling that little bit extra down about work, like you're not thinking about your career path anymore, you're not thinking about the joys of your work, you're not thinking about climbing up the career ladder anymore, you're not thinking about your dream job anymore, you're just thinking about the daily grind of going to work and surviving every day, then you need some time off to like put your priorities straight and remember why you got that job in the first place. Remember why you liked that job in the beginning. I mean, if you've had time off before you came back to work and still feel that way, perhaps it's the actual job that's the issue and you should change the job. People who enjoy working still need time off, and I know some of you are like, I love my job. But the thing is, you need to kind of have other things going on in your life, because it won't do you any good in the long run. And you might love your job, but you can still burn out from doing it. However, on the flip side, if you're somebody who used to semi-enjoy their job and they have just noticed that things aren't the way they used to be, and you think, I don't know why this is happening, like what's the reason this could happen? There is no reason, like nothing's changed in my job. The reason is probably the fact that you need to get away for a little bit. I guess this is just like a tiny reminder to say to people that it doesn't make you weak if you need some time out, if you need resting time, if you need to give yourself a break, man. I'm gonna use my phone light. It's not a weakness to need time to yourself. It is not a bad thing to admit that you're burning out. And the best thing about listening to your body, like the signs your body is giving you that you're about to have a burnout, is that you can stop yourself from feeling the worst you possibly can do when you're burning out. And to burn out is basically when you're like overworking yourself so much. That looks spooky. Overworking yourself to an extent where you can't go anymore. So it's sort of like running a car, like constantly, and suddenly it's shutting down. And instead of like taking the car to a garage or a petrol station, it just keeps running because it needs to get to its destination, right? But no, logically, you should stop. You should go to a petrol station, you should go to a garage. You don't just keep running and running because you know there's somewhere you need to get to. Someone who actually knows how to drive would know, hold on, I need petrol. I need to look after this car. I can't just keep running it like endlessly. It's going to break down. It's going to fail on me. Treat your body like that. Treat your mind like that. It's good for you to give yourself some like maintenance. And even if that means, I'm not even talking about having a week off and jetting off to Canada. I mean, if you haven't had a holiday in a while, meaning like a week's worth of days off, then bloody do it. But if you have had days off, I'm just saying, make sure you're like resting up on the weekends. Make sure you're actually spending a day off doing what you need to do. Even if You've had a long day, a long week at work. Everyone's asking what you're up to at the weekend. Everyone's asking what your big plans are. If you need time to sleep, time to recharge your batteries, there is naught wrong with that, let me tell you that. I did a little bit of research before I wrote that blog post, and apparently we spend half our life working. That is considered overworking if you do that. And a lot of us are doing that, so that means when we are doing it, we aren't noticing we're doing it because everybody else is doing it. So a good tip is to work out how many hours you're dedicating your life to work, and then figure out if that is reasonable or not, especially if you're self-employed, because if you're self-employed, you're in control of your hours, so sometimes you can give yourself these crazy hours that you don't actually realize you're giving yourself. And work that out, and then schedule your time a bit better. Maybe even like change your hours if you can. Like do whatever you can to make sure what you're doing is healthy. Honestly, remember there is more to living life than waking up and thinking of your boss first thing in the morning. We have friends, we have family. Like I've known people to like just drop everything and one they have because of their working life. And although some people will see that as inspiring, in the long run, I don't think that person would be very happy. Like, I honestly don't. Working hard is a very inspiring thing, but work balance is a pretty cool talent to be able to master. So keep working on it and don't lose track of your priorities and what it is that we're here to do, which is essentially enjoy ourselves. You may find this video really airy-fairy. That's what YouTube's all about, sharing my opinion, your opinion. So keep your opinions coming. I'll see you guys very soon. I've got social media such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, Snapchat too. Thanks a bunch. I hope this helped. And I feel really at ease, like out here, even though I'm now in the pitch black. I don't know. I feel like reflective thinking should happen at night, right? So yeah, let me just go get eaten by some foxes. Bye guys.